Coming July 11th, 2017, The Fate of the Furious, extended director's cut only on home video. Check out the affiliate link below for more information. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and news is emerging, little interesting stories emerging, that when Disney and Lucasfilm got together to reboot Star Wars, they were focusing on Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and that was it. They had absolutely no plans, nothing set in stone, nothing laid out for where to take it for episodes 8, 9, and beyond. In fact, you can kind of tell that where things are right now in terms of Disney and Star Wars, they are very much flying by the seat of their pants, and that's totally okay. Now, this news comes to us by Rian Johnson, who says in a response on Twitter, I'm sure they talked about where it might go early on, but when they came to me, there was no mapped story present beyond The Force Awakens. So basically, Rian Johnson was able to come in and then from scratch build out The Last Jedi. And I've heard rumors about this, but I don't know how true it is. Apparently, what he originally wanted to do with Luke Skywalker's character is not something that Mark Hamill liked. And I have a feeling part of that has to do with his work on, and this would be Rian Johnson's work on Breaking Bad, and the kind of the building up of Walter White and how that character was being played out. And I'm wondering if any of that had anything to do with the taking of this particular story, because even the other two films that Rian Johnson has done, Brick and Looper, were very dark in theme. Right, and so going into the second film in this new trilogy, which is meant to be the darkest one, Rian Johnson probably is one of the better choices for it. And I'm really hoping that he's actually been able to kind of craft a good story. Now, we don't know what Colin Trevorrow is doing for Episode 9. We do know, though, that following Leia's death, or Carrie Fisher's death, that they went back to the drawing board and they basically had to rework all of Episode 9 in order to work around her sudden passing. And I think that's going to happen mostly with her character just like either dying or not being there or something else along that way. And we're probably not going to get any kind of setup for that or lead in for that with Episode 8. And that's perfectly fine with me. Like, have it be its own thing. You know, she completed her work on it before she passed. Let's just get that done and then go from there. But they're probably going to want to lay the groundwork for something in order to make sure that fans aren't left just kind of hanging when the next film comes out in 2019. So we're going to have to wait to find out on that one. But the interesting thing here, too, is I thought there would have been some kind of storyline, because they had talked about creating a Star Wars writer's room or a story room where a bunch of writers would work with Kathleen Kennedy and kind of map out what they wanted to do. And apparently this has nothing to do with the core films. This has everything to do with all the ancillary material, the novels, the comic books, the Rebels TV show, maybe video games, maybe other things like this. That's kind of what that group is there to do. They're not there to kind of put the roadblocks in place for Rian Johnson or Colin Trevorrow. They're there to kind of like, help them out and work around what they are wanting to do, which is an interesting take on it nonetheless. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with Episode 8. We don't know much in terms of story, and that's good. I want to keep that shit under wraps. And a lot of people were mad at they were mad at The Force Awakens for how it handled it, for how it was kind of like a retelling of A New Hope. And that, I think, was basically J.J. Abrams' plan. He wanted to ease people back into it with familiarities instead of coming at it like the prequels, which, yes, there were familiarities, but it was also like this new thing, this pre Order 66 world where the Emperor wasn't in control. It was pre-Sith control, pre-Empire, and it was the Republic, and it was the Jedis, and it was something we hadn't seen yet or hadn't experienced yet. And so that was a different kind of take on it, whereas this was, where do we go 30 years later? What do we do? How do we build this thing up? And so, yeah, and in my opinion, the time in Star Wars is cyclical. The events are cyclical, especially surrounding the Skywalkers. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm very curious to see what kind of stories they're able to come up with, and then also what ancillary tales are going to be told based off of what these guys have done. So I'm actually 100% okay that they didn't know what they wanted to do. That they wanted to look, I think they wanted to look at the response to Force Awakens. They wanted to determine what worked, what didn't work, what fans liked, what fans didn't like, and then take that all into consideration when planning to go forward. And we don't know what's going to happen post episode 9. We don't know if there's going to be episode 10. We don't know if it's going to end the Skywalker saga and then focus on something else. We don't know. I mean, Star Wars is going to find itself coming into this place where they don't know what to do, which is one of the reasons why we're going to be getting a new like anthology movie announcement here pretty soon. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. So that's something to keep your eye out for. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that it's a good idea that they want to, that they went into this kind of blind in order to address what had happened and the response to that? Or do you think they should have plotted it all out first to have a set timeline, a lineage, so then they would have a roadmap and not deviate from that and tell us a very cool story? These are things I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt Chat, or this is 3 Buck Theater. Totally wrong channel. This is 3 Buck Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.